was hard, when silence felt like the easy way, when walking off could save my name, because the truth I had to say. I knew the odds were not my side, I knew I might not win this fight, but turning back would break me more than losing in the light. It's not about the final score or what the world will say, it's about the line you chose and why you chose to stay. There's no shame in the fight if you stood for what is right. Even if you fall, you gave it all your life. You don't lose your worth just because you didn't win. If your heart was true, then you've already lived. Some battles aren't meant to be won, at least not in the way we see. But every time you choose the truth, you set something free. They can take the outcome, they can take the crown, but they can't take the courage of the one who stood their ground. You don't measure honor by the end you reach, it's in the path you walk and the truth you keep. There's no shame in the fight if you held your ground, even when the world around you tried to pull you down. You don't lose your soul just because you fall. If you fall for something real, you've already won it all. Winning isn't everything when you lose yourself inside. I would rather stand and fall than run away and hide. There's no shame in the fight if you stay true till the end. Even if you lose the battle, your truth will transcend. You don't need a crown to prove what you've been. If you fought for what is right, you'll rise again. No shame in the fight. I used to wait for a perfect sign, for a voice to say now's your time. But silence only echoed doubt, and fear kept trying to count me out. I traced my dreams in the air at night, but never stepped into the light. I thought I'd wake up someone new, but nothing changes if you don't move. So I started small, just one step ahead, pretending I was who I said I'd be someday if I believed. And suddenly I could breathe. I act like the dream I'm chasing is mine, walk like I've already crossed that line. Every step rewrites my name, every move fuels the flame. I don't wait till I feel strong, I move first, then I become. Everything I thought I'd be starts with how I choose to see me. I wore courage like it fit my skin, even when doubt was loud within. I spoke like I had something to say, even on my weakest day. I tried, I failed, I stood again, turned chasing is mine. Live like I've already crossed that line. Every fall still moves me forward. Every scar becomes my armor. I don't wait till I feel ready. I step in and hold it steady. Everything I thought I'd be is becoming reality. Maybe I was never lost, just scared to start. Holding my future in a guarded heart. But the moment I chose to try, I saw a different side of life. You don't become who you want overnight. You become them when you choose to fight for every version you can't yet see, until it's who you grow to be. I act like the dream I'm chasing is mine. Run like I've already won this fight. Every breath is proof I'm near. Every step erases fear. I don't wait till I feel perfect. I just move and give it purpose. Everything I wanna be lives inside the steps I lead. I act like the dream is already true, and one day I wake up into the life I thought was far from me, was built by who I chose to be. I thought the world would shake beneath me, like a storm I couldn't outrun. I thought change would come like lightning, loud and bright, and all at once. But the days kept moving slowly. Nothing seemed to rearrange, just the same old streets and silence. But somehow nothing stayed the same. It wasn't in the noise or fire, it was softer than I dreamed, like a whisper in the background, turning into something real. The world doesn't change right in front of your eyes. It shifts in the silence between the lines, in the space where you don't notice time, in the breath between goodbye and try. You don't see it, but it's always there, in the way you move, in the way you care. Every moment quietly rearranging. The world is always changing. I looked for signs I could believe in, for something I could clearly trace, but all I found were tiny differences I almost didn't place. The way I spoke a little stronger, the way I stayed instead of ran, the way I didn't fall apart the same way that I did back then. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, it didn't shout you made it here, but somewhere in the in-between I grew into me. The world doesn't change right in front of your eyes. It bends in the rhythm of passing time, in the things you almost overlook, in the pages you forget you wrote. You don't feel it, but it's shaping you. second quietly arranging. The world is always changing. One day you wake and something's different, but you can't explain just when. It didn't happen in a moment, it happened slowly back then. Every step you thought was nothing, every breath you let go by, built a version of tomorrow you're finally living inside. The world never changed in a single scene. No flashing lights, no in between. Just quiet shifts you couldn't see, turning into who you'd be. And all the time you thought you'd wait, you were already changing shape. Every heartbeat gently claiming the world is always changing.
I used to chase 1,000 things, trying hard to feel alive, looking for a spark somewhere that made it all feel right. Then one day it found me, or maybe I found it too. A quiet kind of fire that felt honest and true. Not everyone gets this chance to feel something so real. Some are still searching for something they can feel. I'm lucky just to love this, lucky just to know what makes my heart start beating, what makes my spirit glow. I don't need to have it all or prove it to the world, because finding something real is already enough. There are people walking on, still trying to understand what they want, what they need, or where they're meant to stand. And I might not have the answers or know where this will go, but having something I believe in is more than I could hope. It's not about the outcome or where this road might lead. It's about the fact I found something that I need. I'm lucky just to love this, lucky just to feel something that reminds me this life can still be real. I don't need perfection or everything to show, because finding what I love is more than I could know. Even if it fades someday or takes a different form, I'll still be grateful for the moment it was born. I'm lucky just to love this, lucky just to try to follow something honest that gives my life a light. I don't need forever or something I can hold, because finding what I love is already gold. coffee on my shirt. Missed the train and made it worse. Everything's a little off. Nothing's going like I thought. Could've let it drag me down, turn the day into a frown. But something in me flipped the switch and changed the way it hits. What if I don't take it so serious? What if I just let it go? Maybe all this mess around me isn't what I think I know. If I laugh it all away, everything feels okay. Even though the little things that used to get in my way, when I laugh I see it clear. Nothing's really that severe. Every moment turns around when I let the laughter out. Not every day will go my way. Not every plan is here to stay. But every time I choose to smile, it changes it a while. You don't need to fix it all or catch every time you fall. Sometimes all it really takes is how you let it break. You don't need a perfect scene or everything aligned. Sometimes joy is just a choice you make inside your mind. If I laugh it all away, nothing stands in my way. Even when it's upside down, I can turn it around. When I laugh I feel the light breaking through the darkest night. Every moment comes alive when I let it shine. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about the way you choose to see the right. So I laugh it all away every single day. Even when it's hard to breathe, I'll find another way. When I laugh I feel it shift, like a weight begins to lift. Every moment in my life becomes a different kind of bright. Laugh and live and live. I used to keep my world so small. Same old roads, the same four walls. Afraid of things I didn't know, afraid of letting go. But something in me started to change. A quiet pull, a wider range. A voice that said just look around. There's more than what you found. What if life is bigger than the lines you draw? What if there's a beauty in the unknown? Open wide your heart and mind. Let the world come into view. Every face, every place has something new for you. Don't meet it with resistance. Don't push it all away. The more you meet with kindness, the brighter grows your day. There are people you'll never understand, places you didn't plan, but every step you choose to take expands who you can be. Not everything will feel the same. Not everything will call your name. But every time you choose to see, you're setting something free. You don't have to agree to let gentle kind of openness is all you need. Open wide your heart again, let your curiosity lead. Every moment you embrace is planting a new seed. Don't answer life with bitterness or turn your eyes away, because the way you choose to feel creates your everyday. The world is full of colors you've never seen before, and every time you open up, you find a little more. Open wide your heart and mind, let everything come through. You don't need to fight the world to find something true. Meet it with a softer light, calm and open view, because the way you meet the world is what comes back to you. Open wide and feel. Open wide and feel. I never liked the steady lines or staying still in place. Something about the changing tides feels like a better way. You try to hold it in your hands, but it slips right through your skin. And maybe that's the point of it, to never stay the same. Why would I wanna freeze the moment when it's meant to move? Every shift, every turn gives me something new. I just go with the flow, let it take me where it goes. I don't need to know the end to enjoy the road. Life is never still, that's what makes it real. Every twist I didn't plan is something I can feel. If everything was set in stone, would it still feel alive? If every answer was already known, would I still wanna try? It's the unknown that pulls me in, the space between the lines, where anything can happen at any given time. You can try to control it all, but it slips away again. Or you can learn to ride the wave and let the moment bend. I just go with the flow, let it change me as I go. Every moment that I live is one I've never known. Life is never still, that's what makes it real. Every turn I didn't see becomes the way I feel. Nothing's meant to stay the same, that's the beauty in it all. The more you try to hold it tight, the more you let it fall. I just go with the flow, through the highs and through the lows. Every moment, every change is a place I'll grow. Life is never still, that's That's what makes it real. The unknown is where I find everything I feel. Let it flow. First the fun. Every wall they put in front, every time they say you won't, every step that feels too far only shows me who you are. They think I'll break, they think I'll bend, that this is where it's gonna end. But they don't know what lives in me, they don't see what I can be. Every hit I take, every line I cross doesn't push me down, it wakes me up. Every obstacle I face makes me stronger every time. Every fall, every break sharpens what's inside. I don't bow, try to hold me back, put the weight upon my path, but the more you test my will, the more I rise from it. I don't see it as the end, I don't see it as a wall. I see something I can climb, something I can call. Every doubt you throw at me, every word you say turns into a reason I won't break. Every obstacle I face builds the fire in my soul. Every time I push back, I gain control. I don't run, I don't hide, I don't lose my way. Every challenge in my life makes me who I am today. You can't stop what refuses to fall. You can't break what stands through it all. Every scar is a mark I own, proof I've grown. Every obstacle I face turns into my strength. Every time I'm tested, I go further in length. I don't need an easy road to know who I'll be, because every fight I take builds the fire in me. Stronger every time. Yeah. There's something inside, still an unknown, a quiet fire, never shown, waiting in shadows, out of sight, breathing slowly in the night. I stay the same, I played it safe, built my walls to hold my place. No sudden moves, no risky ground, just silence all around. But deep within, a voice remained, soft but steady, calling my name. Because what sleeps inside of me was never meant to always be. Without change, we stay asleep, holding dreams we never keep. Everything we're meant to be. Just rise and breathe. What sleeps in me must be released. I felt the fear, I felt the doubt, the urge to stay the safer route. But safety hides what could have been, a life unopened deep within. Every step into the new pulled me closer to what is true. Growth begins where comfort ends, and broken ground is where it bends. Without change, we stay confined to smaller versions of our mind. Every risk, every unknown breaks the shell we've always known. The fire inside won't wait forever. It calls for courage now or never. What sleeps in me must rise and breathe. What sleeps in me, must be released. You don't awaken by standing still. You awaken through force of will, through falling once, through trying again, through stepping out of who you've been. The life you want, the strength you seek, lives in the part you're scared to meet. Without change, I won't become all the things I'm running from. Everything I'm meant to be is waiting there inside of me. So I will move, I will believe, I'll break the chains I couldn't see. Because what sleeps inside of me was never meant to never be. Wake it up, let it breathe, become what waits in me. I've lost more than I ever planned, watched it slip right through my hands. Everything I thought was mine faded with the passing time. Dreams I built just fell apart, left a silence in my heart, like the world had taken all and left me here to fall. But there's something they can't touch, no matter what they take. Something deeper in my soul they'll never break. They can take the gold, the ground, take the things I've found, but they can't take my courage. They can't bring me down. Even if I lose it all, I still have this inside, because the fire in my heart will never die. You can strip away the light, turn my days into the night, take away what I have known, leave me standing on my own. But there's something in my chest that keeps rising from the rest, a will that won't surrender, no matter what I'm under. You can test me, you can try, you can push me to the edge, but you'll never take the strength that lives in me. They can take the past away, take the things I made, but they can't take my courage. It will always stay, even when the world goes dark, even when I'm lost. The strength But courage isn't given, it's something that you grow. They can take everything I have, leave me with nothing left. But they can't take my courage. It rises from my breath, even if I stand alone with nothing else to prove. The one thing they can't steal from me is what I choose. They can take it all, but not my courage.
Most people already know the truth, buried somewhere deep and quiet. It shows up in the in-between, in moments we try to silence, a pull we feel but don't explain, a name we're scared to say. We call it doubt, we call it noise, but it's the heart trying to make a choice. It doesn't shout, it doesn't fight, it waits for us to stop and listen. The answer isn't hard to find, it's just easy to ignore. Deep down we know what we truly want, it's written under all the thoughts. Life doesn't hand us goals and signs, it whispers through intuition, the only guide that never lies, the quiet voice we leave behind. We don't get lost because it's gone, we get lost when we don't listen. Should be collect opinions endlessly. We trade our instincts for approval, call it being reasonable. But every time we look outside, that voice inside gets left behind. Not because it fades away, because we choose not to stay. It's patient, even when denied, it waits through every compromise, still pointing where we're meant to go. If we slow down enough to know, deep down we know what we truly want. Before the fear, before the cost, the path appears when we align with that inner direction. It's not loud, it's not a sign, it's a feeling that feels like mine. We don't like answers, we just resist that voice. We should trust intuition, doesn't promise ease, it promises honesty. It won't protect us from the fall, but it will show us where we belong. The moment we stop asking who should I be and start asking what feels true to me, the noise dissolves, the way is clear. That's when the path appears. We already know what we're meant to do. It's been waiting patiently in you. Life's direction isn't taught or given, it's remembered through intuition. If we dare to listen and begin to trust the pull we feel within, the goal reveals itself in time. It was always inside. The world can offer endless views, but none of them are yours to choose. Your life doesn't need more advice, it needs you to listen to the voice inside. Used to like sunlight in a garden, every color pulling me in, soft as a dream I couldn't hold, wild as a place I'd never been. They said don't go too close, you'll fall, some hearts aren't safe to keep. But every warning turned to silence every time you looked at me. It's beautiful, it's dangerous, the way your presence moves like petals growing on a cliffside, with everything to lose. Love is a flower, sweet and bright, but it grows on the edge of a dangerous height. If you want it, you can stay safe. You've got to step where your fears await. With shaking hands and a racing heart, you reach for something that could fall apart. Love is a bloom you can't assume. You find it on the edge of the truth. Between the silence and everything I wanted to say, every step felt like forever, every breath could slip away. The ground beneath me kept on breaking, but I couldn't turn around, 'cause something in your eyes was stronger than the fear of falling down. It's trembling, it's fearless, the way touch, like holding on to something fragile that still means so much. Love is a flower, soft and wild, but it grows where the risk runs miles. If you want it, you can't pretend. You've got to leap where you can't defend. With every doubt still in your chest, you choose the fall, you risk the rest. Love is a bloom you must pursue, even when it scares you. Maybe love was never meant to live inside a safe design. Maybe it's the fragile moments where your heart crosses the line. And maybe fear is just the signal that something real is standing near. Not a warning to run away, but a reason to stay here. Love is a flower, fierce and true, growing where the sky meets the view. If you want it, you must be brave to stand where only hearts can stay. With open hands and nothing to hide, you step beyond the safer side. Love is a bloom you only find when you leave your fear behind. We were something like a summer, gone before I understood. Left your name inside the silence where I never thought it would. Every promise turned to echoes, every touch became a scar. But I still remember feeling like I knew just who you are. And even now it hurts to breathe it, like a truth I can't undo. But I'd rather love and lose you than I never loved at all. Even broken, even fading, I still felt something real and raw. Yeah, the pain is something heavy, but it proves I gave my heart and I choose is every second over, never having that part. I could try to call it nothing, say it didn't mean that much, but the way my world kept turning says I felt it in your touch. There are moments I wish I'd erase, times I wish I'd never known, but without them I'd be someone who had never truly grown. It's a story that still lingers, even if it's not ours now. And I'd rather love and lose you than live safe behind a wall. Even if it left me shattered, I still felt it rise and fall. Every tear, every memory is a piece of something true, and I'd take the fall again if it meant I once had you. Maybe love is not forever, maybe it's just meant to be a moment that changes everything and sets your spirit free. And even if it didn't last, it doesn't mean it wasn't right. Some loves aren't made to stay, they're made to light your life. So I'd rather love and lose you than I've never known your name. Even if it left me aching, I would still choose it the same. 'Cause a heart that's never broken never learned what love could be, and I'd take the hurt forever over living empty.
I've been told to hold it back, to filter every word I say, make it easier to hear, so they won't turn away. But every time I hide the truth, something breaks inside of me, like I'm living half a life of what I'm meant to be. I'm not here to shape my voice into something they'll accept. I'm here to say what's real to me, even if it's a mess. I'll say it anyway, even if you walk away, even if you don't believe a single word I say. I don't need you to agree, I don't need to be understood. If it's real inside my heart, then I'll say it like I should. There's a freedom in the truth, even when it shakes the ground, even when it feels too much, or turns the silence loud. I'd rather stand in honesty than fit into a lie, because the cost of hiding me is something I won't buy. You can judge, you can turn, you can leave me where I stand, but I won't betray myself just to fit your plan. I'll say it anyway, even if it feels too raw, even if it breaks the space between what was before. I don't need a perfect line or a reason you approve. If it's true inside my soul, then it's something I won't lose. Not every truth is meant to be easily received, but every truth you silence
Watch the seasons pass my door. Nothing stays the way before. Every moment slips and bends, beginnings hiding in the end. I try to hold what used to be, afraid of what I couldn't see. But every time I fought the tide, I felt the ache build up inside. The harder that I tried to stay, the more it slowly slipped away. That's when I learned what pain can be, resisting what's meant to leave. Life is always changing shape, moving in its own quiet way. If I fight the turn, if I refuse, all I gather is more to lose. I let it move, I let it flow. I trust the path I can't yet know. Change isn't here to cause me pain. The sorrow comes when I don't let it change. I've seen old dreams lose their place, new ones slowly take their space. What felt like loss at first glance was just life asking for a chance. Nothing stays, and that's okay. Even light shifts through the day. Holding on too tight only shows how heavy love can grow. I don't need to freeze the time or keep the past alive. Peace arrives the moment I stop asking why. Life is always changing shape, like water learning new ways. If I stand still, full of fear, the sadness stays right here. I breathe it in, I let it pass. I don't demand the moments last. Change isn't cruel, it's not to blame. The sorrow comes when I don't let it change. Letting go isn't losing ground, it's how the soul keeps turning around. I don't erase what made me who I am. I carry it forward hand in hand. The river doesn't ask the shore why it can't stay the same anymore. Life is meant to move and turn. That's how we grow, that's how we learn. I won't resist what time creates. I won't fear another shape. I open my hands, I soften my stance. I give tomorrow a chance. Change is part of being alive, and peace begins when I let it arrive. Nothing is broken, nothing is wrong. Life is just moving, and I'm moving arrive. I used to call it bad luck days, wrong turns, storms that wouldn't break. I asked myself, why me again? Like life was something set to win. Every problem felt unfair, every way too much to bear. But then a thought walked through my mind: what if this was by design? What if I'm not cursed or lost, just walking through a higher cost? What if pain is part of the page that makes the story worth its name? Life is a romance, wild and true, not just sunshine breaking through. If I see myself as someone strong, the hero who keeps moving on, then trials aren't here to ruin me. They're scenes that build my destiny. I'm not unlucky, I'm alive, I'm living out the story of my life. Every scar becomes a line, written where the plot turns tight. Every doubt, every delay is just the tension on the way. No great story ever starts without a moment that breaks the heart. If everything was smooth and clear, there'd be nothing pulling me here. So I stop asking what went wrong and start asking, how long have I grown? The moment I change how I see this road starts changing me. Life is a romance, not a crime, not something measured by lost time. I'm not a victim of the scene, I'm the one the story needs. Every challenge has a role, every trial shapes my soul. I don't survive, I choose to thrive inside the chapters of my life. Heroes aren't born without pain, they're forged where nothing's plain. If this road asks more of me, it's because I'm meant to be someone who laughs in the rain, someone who dances through the change. Life is a romance, deep and wide, with highs and lows I won't deny. I don't call hardship misery, I call it flawed necessity. So I play my role with open eyes, turning trials into alibis for why I smile, why I try. I'm not unlucky, I'm the hero of my time. Every story needs a storm, every hero needs a test. If this is my adventure, then I live it not in fear, but in wonder.
I built a world inside my head, small enough to understand. Every thought, every line kept me safe inside the frame. I told myself this is enough, kept my dreams a little rough, like I was afraid to see what I could really be. But what if all these walls I made were never meant to stay? What if breaking them apart is the only way? So I'll let it go, everything I know, all the limits I've been holding, all the lines I've drawn. Nothing falls apart, nothing fades away when I leave behind for me to stay the same or play a safer game. Every thought I outgrow, every fear I let go, open something deep inside that I was meant to find. You don't lose yourself when you change your mind. You just leave behind what kept you confined. So I'll let it go, everything I've known, all the doubts that try to tell me I should stay alone. Nothing breaks apart, nothing disappears when I step beyond the limits of my fears. You're not meant to stay the same or shrink to fit the day. The moment you outgrow your thoughts is where you'll find your way. So I'll let it go, everything I've been, all the smaller versions living deep within. Nothing's taken from me, nothing's left behind when I choose to leave those little thoughts behind. Let it go. Ooh, oh yeah. Spilled my coffee on my shirt, missed the train and made it worse. Everything's a little off, nothing's going like I thought. Could've let it drag me down, turn the day into a frown, but something in me flipped the switch and changed the way it hits. What if I don't take it so serious? What if I just let it go? Maybe all this mess around me isn't what I think I know. If I laugh it all away, everything feels okay. Even though the little things that used to get in my way, when I laugh I see it clear. Nothing's really that severe. Every moment turns around when I let the laughter out. Not every day will go my way, not every plan is here to stay, but every time I choose to smile, it changes it a while. You don't need to fix it all or catch every time you fall. Sometimes all it really takes is how you let it break. You don't need a perfect scene or everything aligned. Sometimes joy is just a choice you make inside your mind. If I laugh it all away, nothing stands in my way. Even when it's upside down, I can turn it around. When I laugh I feel the light breaking through the darkest night. Every moment comes alive when I let it shine. It's not about pretending everything is fine, it's about the way you choose to see the right. So I laugh it all away every single day. Even when it's hard to breathe, I'll find another way. When I laugh I feel it shift. live bright, laugh and live and live. Some days you feel like you can fly, touch the clouds, reach the sky. Some days you fall before you start, heavy weight on your heart. You wanna run but your legs won't move. You wanna stand but you've got no proof. You wanna rise but you feel too low, like there's nowhere left to go. But progress isn't how fast you go, it's choosing not to let go. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep walking on. If you can't walk, then crawl your way. Just don't stop, don't fade away. No matter how slow, forward is forward. That's all you need to know. It's not the speed, it's not the pace, it's the courage to face the race. Through broken steps, through tired bones, through nights you feel completely alone. Every inch still counts the same, every move is part of the game. You don't have to be strong today, you just have to find a way. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep moving on. If you can't walk, then crawl and breathe. Just don't give up, don't ever leave. Every step, no matter how small, still means you're rising through it all. No one sees the fights you face, the silent battles you embrace. But every second you push through is rewriting what's true. You don't need wings to reach the sky, you just need will to keep trying. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep moving on. If you can't walk, then crawl and rise. Through every fall, through every try, no matter how, no matter how slow, forward is forward. Don't let it go, because the ones who reach the end are not the fastest, they're the ones who never stopped. Some days you feel like you can fly, touch the clouds, reach the sky. Some days you fall before you start, heavy weight on your heart. You wanna run but your legs won't move. You wanna stand but you've got no proof. You wanna rise but you feel too low, like there's nowhere left to go. But progress isn't how fast you go, it's choosing not you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep walking on. If you can't walk, then crawl your way. Just don't stop, don't fade away. No matter how slow, forward is forward. That's all you need to know. It's not the speed, it's not the pace, it's the courage to face the race. Through broken steps, through tired bones, through nights you feel completely alone. Every inch still counts the same. Every move is part of the game. You don't have to be strong today, you just have to find a way. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep moving on. If you can't walk, then crawl and breathe. Just don't give up, don't ever leave. Every step, no matter how small, still means you're rising through it all. No one sees the fights you face, the silent battles you embrace. But every second you push through is rewriting what's true. You don't need wings to reach the sky, you just need will to keep trying. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, keep moving on. If you can't walk, then crawl and rise. Through every fall, through every try. No matter how slow, forward is forward. Don't let it go, because the ones who reach the end are not the fastest, they're the ones who never stopped. Some days you feel like you can fly, touch the clouds, reach the sky. Some days you fall before you start. Heavy weight on your heart. You wanna run, but your legs won't move. You wanna stand, but you've got no proof. You're scared to take that first step out, afraid of what might fall apart. What if it breaks? What if you lose? What if it tears your heart? So you keep standing where it's safe, watching life just pass you by. But something deep inside your chest keeps whispering, just try. What if failure isn't the end? What if it's just a bend? What if the fall you fear the most is where you learn to stand again? Go chase your dreams, it's okay to fall. You don't have to get it right at all. Even if everything breaks in two, you'll find a way, you always do. It's not the end, it's just a turn. Every loss is something earned. So take the risk, don't be afraid. You'll be alright anyway. No one makes it without the scars, no one wins without the fight. okay to fall, you don't have to have control. Even when it feels too much, you're stronger than you know. It's not about a perfect line, it's about the heart you give. Even if you lose your way, you'll still find how to live. One day you'll look back and see every fall was meant to be. Not to break you, not to end, but to shape who you'd become. Go chase your dreams, don't hold it in, even if you don't know where to begin. Every step you dare to take is one you'll never waste. It's okay to fail, to try to learn, that's how every fire burns. So don't be scared of what may break, you'll be alright anyway. You'll be alright, just try.
The skyline changes overnight. The lights where shadows used to hide. Every step I thought was certain fades before I can decide. The ground keeps shifting under me, like time won't let me stand still. Every answer turns to questions, every dream becomes a will. I used to chase what felt familiar, hold on to what I knew. But the future doesn't wait for me, so I won't wait too. I keep my eyes on tomorrow, even when today feels unknown. Running through shifting shadows, building something of my own. Every change is calling me forward, every doubt just fuels the fire. If the world keeps moving faster, then I'll rise even higher. The plans I made are breaking open, but maybe that's the point of growth. What I thought was solid ground was just a bridge I had to cross. No map can hold this kind of future, no script can write what's next. I'm learning how to trust the moment, even when it's complex. I don't need a perfect answer, just direction in my soul. If I move with purpose in me, I'll find my way to go. I keep my eyes on tomorrow, even when the path is unclear. Through the noise and the echoes, I'm still choosing not to fear. Every step is rewriting my story, every fall makes me stronger inside. If the world won't slow its turning, then I'll run with the tide. Nothing stays the way it used to be, and maybe that's the only truth. The future isn't something waiting, it's something that I'm moving to. So I won't cling to yesterday or freeze in what I don't control. I'll build tomorrow step by step, with a vision in my soul. I keep my eyes on tomorrow, through every change I face today. Even when it feels uncertain, I won't let it slip away. that's the only way.
Yeah. They wait for the perfect fight, where the odds are on their side. Never stepping in the dark, never risking who they are. They only move when they can win, never let the doubt come in. But something in me feels that's not what's real. What if the fight you're meant to take is one you know you'll lose? What if the point is standing there with nothing left to prove? I'll take the fight, even if I fall, even if I know I won't win it all. Because some battles are worth the pain, and some defeats carry more than gain. You can walk the safer road, live a life that stays controlled, never face the edge of fear, never truly stand right here. Or you can choose the harder way, stand your ground and face the day. Even when the end is clear, you still appear. It's not about the final line or what the world will say. It's about the truth you hold when you choose to stay. I'll take the fight, even if I break, even if the cost is more than I can take. Because some moments define your name, and some lost fights are worth the pain. A win means nothing if you never tried. A loss means everything when you stood with pride. I'll take the fight, even if I fall, because I'd rather stand than not fight at all. Oh, I don't need the win to know I'm right. 'Cause some defeats are greater than the fight, worth the fall, I still stand. I kept reaching for something new, hoping life would change its view. But every road led back to me. I wanted more, a different life, a better place beyond the strife. I blame the time, I blame the chance, I blame the way I couldn't advance. But every door I tried to break was shaped by choices I would make. Because what I hold, what I receive is tied to who I choose to be. If I want to change what I hold in my hands, I have to change outside force, no distant plan will rewrite where I stand. The life I have, the path I see, reflects the change inside of me. It's easy to wish for something more, to stand outside and blame the door. But doors don't open just by need, they open when we change the key. And I was still the same old me, expecting change to set me free. But freedom isn't something found, it's something built from the ground. If I wanna change what I hold in my hands, I have to change who I am. Not just words, not just plans, but actions that I understand. The world reflects what I become, not what I wish, where I'm from. You can't hold new with the same old hands, you can't become with the same old plans. You can't expect a different view if nothing changes inside of you. If I wanna change what I hold in my hands, I have to change who I am. No more waiting, no more blame. I am the spark, I am the flame, and everything I hope to see begins the moment I change me. When everything falls apart and chaos fills your heart, every feeling starts to shout, pulling you around. You wanna run, you wanna break, let every emotion take, but that won't show the way, it only makes you stay. Step back from the noise, cut through every voice, there's a clearer line. If you take your time, think it through, don't let it control you. Find the reason, find the truth that will pull you through. Stay calm, stay clear, don't get lost in fear. Every answer that you need is already here. Break it down piece by piece, find the cause beneath the grief. Every problem has a shape, you just need the space. It's not about what you feel, it's about what's actually real. When you see it as it is, you can deal with this. You don't need to drown in it, or let it take control. The moment that you step outside, you regain your soul. Think it through, every move you make, every step you take is a choice you create. Stay sharp, stay still, bend it to your will. Every problem you can face if you choose to deal. Emotion comes closing off your heart, but by opening your eyes. Stay calm, stay true, let your mind lead you. Every storm you ever face is something you can do. Think, then move. When everything falls apart and chaos fills your heart, every feeling starts to shout, pulling you around. You wanna run, you wanna break, let every emotion take, but that won't show the way. It only makes you stay. Step back from the noise, cut through every voice. There's a clearer line if you take your time. Think it through, don't let it control you. Find the reason, find the truth that will pull you through. Stay calm, stay clear, don't get lost in fear. Every answer that you need is already here. Break it down piece by piece, find the cause beneath the grief. Every problem has a shape, you just need the space. It's not about what you feel, it's about what's actually real. When you see it as it is, you can deal with this. You don't need to drown in it, or let it take control. The moment that you step outside, you regain your soul. Think it through, every move you make, every step you take is a choice you create. Stay sharp, stay still, bend it to your will. Every problem you can face if you choose to deal. Emotion comes and goes, but clarity will stay. The more you learn to see the truth, the less you drift away. Think it through, that's how you rise. Not by closing off your heart, but by opening your eyes. Stay calm, stay true, let your mind lead you. Every storm you ever face is something you can do. Think, then move. In the quiet of a simple day, I find a place where I can stay. No pressure there, no need to prove, just something I can choose. A melody, a brush, a line, a moment that is only mine. It doesn't shout, it doesn't shine, but it feels so right. It's not about the world outside or what I'm meant to be. It's something small that grows inside and sets my spirit free. These little things I love, they give me more than I know. A quiet kind of happiness that slowly starts to grow. I don't need a reason why or something big to show, because the things I love to do are everything I hope. It's not about the end result or something I can claim. It's every second spending it that changes me in ways. It gives me peace, it gives me breath, a space to just exist. And all the things it brings to me are things I never miss. You don't have to change the world to feel your life is real. Sometimes the smallest moments are the ones that heal. These little things I love, they color all my days. They bring a kind of light to me in quiet, gentle ways. I don't need to have it all or reach for something more, because the joy I find in this is what I'm living for. It's in the time you lose yourself that you begin to see the things you thought were just for fun are what you really need. These little things I love, they give me something true, 1,000 kinds of happiness in everything I do. I don't need a big life or something I can chase, because the joy I found in this is more than I can replace. Little things, big happiness.
I used to wait for someone to see me, to read the silence in my eyes. I thought if I was understood, I'd finally feel alive. But all those nights I kept on hoping left me standing in the same place, looking for a kind of answer no one else could ever say. Then I saw it in a moment I almost let go by. What if love's not something given, but a light I choose to shine? So I choose to love, even when it's hard, even when it leaves a scar. I choose to give, not just receive, to be the hand that helps someone breathe. And I choose to hear before I speak, to understand before I'm seen. If the world won't change for me, then I'll be who I want it to be. It's easy wanting to be held close, to be the one they won't forget. But maybe strength is quieter than anything I've met. In every face I pass in silence, there's a story I don't know. And maybe love begins the moment I decide to let it show. I don't need to win the feeling, I'll prove that I am right. I can choose a softer answer that still holds all my light. So I choose Love was never meant to measure who receives and who deserves. It's the quiet, steady courage to give more than what returns. And maybe in the giving I'll find what I was chasing all along. Not in being seen or held, but in where my heart belongs. So I choose to love with open hands, not just when it's safe or planned. I choose to see what others hide, to stand with them, not stand aside. And I choose to feel, not just be known, to make this world a little less alone. If love begins with what I do, then I choose it every day anew. I used to chase the finish line, a place where everything felt right, thinking once I reached that point I'd finally feel alive. But every mile I left behind was something I didn't see. All the moments I ignored were waiting there for me. Maybe it's not the end we need, not the place we're heading to. Maybe it's the road we walk that carries something true. It's not where I arrive, it's the way there. Every step I take, every breath of air. It's not the final place, what I become. It's every moment in between that makes me who I am. The wrong turns that I took, the nights I couldn't stand, the days I almost gave it up and still chose where I land. All of it is part of me, all of it remains. Not the end I thought I'd need, but the road I came. You don't need to rush ahead or try to skip the climb, because everything you feel is shaping your time. It's not where I arrive, it's the way there. Every fall, every rise, every hidden prayer. It's not the final line or the race I run. It's every step I live through that means I've won. What if there's no finish line? What if this is it? A life made of moments you're meant to live. It's not where I arrive, it's the way there. Every step I take, every moment shared. It's not the end I reach or what I become. It's every part along the way that makes me who I am. The way there is everything.
was sitting in the silence with a weight I couldn't shake. Every thought kept pulling me further down into the grave. I was searching for a reason, something just to feel okay, but nothing seemed to reach me till I looked the other way. There was someone standing close, fighting something of their own, and I felt a spark inside. I wasn't alone. So I'll lift someone up, even when I'm low. Give a little light away and watch it grow. When I help someone stand, I begin to see the strength I thought was gone is still in me. You don't need to fix the world, you don't need to have it all. Sometimes just a simple word can break someone's fall. A hand, a smile, a listening ear can mean more than you know. And then giving something real, you feel your own heart glow. You don't have to be okay to help someone else. Sometimes in giving strength, you find it yourself. So I lift someone up, even when I'm weak. Every time I reach out, I find what I seek. When I help someone rise, I begin to breathe. The hope I thought I lost comes back to me. It's a circle that keeps turning, like past hand to hand. And every time you give it out, you start to understand. I'll lift someone up. That's how I survive. Every time I share my light, I come alive. I don't need to stand alone, I don't need to prove, because helping someone else helps me move. Lift someone up, lift yourself. I used to hide behind the light, show the parts that felt alright, cover up the things I feared, keep the truth away from here. Every mirror felt too loud, every silence pulled me down, like I couldn't stand to see who I really am. But running never changed a thing, it only made me small. The moment that I turned around, I saw it all. To face myself just as I am, no mask, no lies, no perfect plan. and I grow.
You walk in like it's nothing new, like the world doesn't shift for you. But every time you say my name, it echoes louder than it should. You don't know the way I wait for every word, for every glance, like I'm living in a moment you don't even understand. They say love is when it's mutual, when both hearts fall the same, but they've never felt the fire of a one-sided flame. This one-sided love is louder than love, stronger than the kind people dream of. It's not about being chosen or known, it's the feeling of burning alone. No forever, no guarantee, just a heart that won't let me be. They say love's when to align, but this kind feels more alive. I build a world inside my mind where your hand is close to mine, but reality stays quiet, never crossing that line. And maybe you'll never see all the things you are to me, but every second of this silence still feels like everything. It's not soft, it's not easy, it's not something I control, but it's deeper than the surface of a perfectly matched soul. This one-sided love is louder than love, sharper than the stars above. It doesn't need to be returned to show me how deeply I burn. No happy ending, no applause, just a heart without a cause. They say love's when to combine, but this kind defines the line. Maybe love was never meant to be measured by what we get. Maybe it's the way we feel, even when it's incomplete. And maybe all the strongest hearts are the ones that dare to stay in a love that is an answer, but still won't fade away. This one-sided love is still a love, even if it's not enough, even if you never know how far inside me this could go. No perfect story, no design, just a truth that still feels mine. They say love's when to align, but sometimes it's the one that never does that proves what love really was.
There are days I close the door, shut the world out, ask for more. Silence fills the space inside, like I've nowhere left to hide. Every thought begins to turn, every feeling starts to burn, like I'm shrinking in the dark, losing pieces of my heart. But maybe this is not the end. Maybe this is where it bends. Every time I fall within, something waits to begin. When it opens wide, like a storm that breaks inside. All the weight I couldn't see turns into what sets me free. The deeper I fall within, the higher I begin. Every time I close my eyes, I find another sky. You can't stay in constant light. You can't always feel the fight. There are moments meant to fade, so something new is made. If you feel like you're alone, like your world has turned to stone, that's the place where something grows. More than anyone knows. You don't break when you go deep. You're just gathering the strength that will carry you beyond what you thought you could be. When it opens, it will rise from the places you disguise. All the silence, all the pain turns into a different flame. The more you hide away, the more you'll find your way. Every time you close the door, you become something more. It's not weakness to fall inside. It's not failure to retreat. It's the moment you're preparing for the world you're about to meet. When it opens, it will show everything you didn't know. All the parts you thought were gone were just waiting all along. The deeper that you go, the stronger that you grow. Every time you close within, you begin again. Close, then rise, then rise. You say the words I wanna hear, like they're enough to keep me here. You paint a picture soft and bright, but it fades out every night. You promise stars, you promise time, you promise everything sounds right, but promises don't hold my hand when I need you in real life. I'm done believing in someday and almost love that slips away. Love is more than what you say. It's in the things you choose each day. If you mean it, let it show. Don't just tell me, let me know. Words can shine, but actions stay. That's the only truth I'll take. If your love is real and true, then prove it in the things you do. I don't need a perfect line or roses wrapped in clever rhymes. I need your presence when it's hard, not just when it leaves a mark. When I'm quiet, when I break, when I don't know what to say. Love it's easy. If you care, don't say it twice. Show it once, that will suffice. Love is more than what you say. It's in the risks you're not afraid to take. If you feel it, let it move, not just something you approve. Words can fade, they drift away, but actions never hesitate. If your love is what you claim, and let it live beyond your name. I've heard I love you lose its meaning, fall apart without a sound. But I've seen quiet hands stay steady when no one else was around. Love's not loud, it doesn't need to be. It's the things you choose when no one sees. Love is more than what you say. It's what you do when words don't stay. It's in the steps you choose to take, and every promise you don't break. So don't just speak, don't just pretend. Be the truth you're trying to send. If your love is meant to be, then show it, don't just say it to me. They chase the goal, they chase the name, build their lives around the game. But something deeper calls my heart from a different place to start. You can have it all in hand, still not feel where you stand. If your world is cold and gray, you're just drifting day by day. You don't need a perfect life to feel the light inside. All it takes is just a step out from where you hide. Step into the sun, let it hit your face. Leave the shadows far behind. Find your brighter place. It's not what you own, it's the way you shine. A heart that stays alive outvalues all the gold you find. You don't have to stay below where the fear and silence grow. There's a sky you haven't seen, waiting in between. Even when the weight is strong, even when it all feels wrong, a simple laugh can break the chain, turn the dark to flame. Don't stay in the shade too long, where the light can't reach. Everything you're searching for is just one step from your feet. Step into the sun, don't be afraid to rise. Even when the clouds remain, there's a light behind the sky. It's not about the wealth or what you leave behind. It's about the way you live and how you face your life. Laugh it off, let it go. Every worry, every blow. You don't need to carry pain when you can choose again. Step into the sun, this is where you start. Every light you let come in.